How to speak English with confidence. Hi, Englishera here, and welcome back to another episode of Englishera Talks. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to speak English with confidence. This is the part 2 of our interview with Teacher Aubrey from Aubrey Bermudez YouTube channel. And if you haven't watched the first part, it's here, or watch it after this video. Let's see how Teacher Aubrey became confident speaking in public and what are her best tips on how we can boost our confidence when speaking English. Right, so you've already improved your fluency, your pronunciation, especially in terms of watching movies like that. But we'd love to know how you were able to improve that confidence. You know, a lot of English learners struggle with this, and they don't know when to start speaking English. Like, they're quite shy to express themselves in the language. So we'd love to know your advice, your tips on how to really achieve confidence when speaking English.
Wow, I love that question. And I really love this topic, Teacher Janet. I know for sure that a lot of learners, a lot of English learners are interested to know the answer or the
Yeah,
answers to your question, the tips on how they can speak English confidently.
right.
But the first answer I'm going to tell you about your question is also another question. Let me ask you this to
Okay.
everyone who is watching. Why aren't you confident to speak English? The question is, why aren't you confident? Let's first answer that question so that we can get to know the reasons or the ways to be confident. So, the
Right.
very first answer why we aren't confident or why English speakers aren't confident in speaking English is because they are afraid of rejection. They are
That's
afraid of criticisms. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
that's why they're not confident. They are focused on what other people or they are focused on what their listeners are going to say. They're afraid that people will find errors on their grammar, errors on their pronunciation. But
Right.
let's just use that feeling of being afraid to challenge ourselves to improve every day so that one day we can prove them, you're wrong. I'm not like
Mm-hmm.
that. Now I'm confident. So now I'm going to share with you the tips on how you can be confident. Teacher Janet, I'll share with you a few, at least a four to
Okay.
five, but take
Mhm.
note of this one thing I learned from someone I also interviewed before, that the fear we are feeling whenever we are going to do something, be it speaking, be it a speech to be delivered before an audience, that fear that we are feeling is actually the same with the feeling of excitement present on our senses. So whenever we
Mhm.
feel that our hearts are beating as fast as it is doing, then just think that that's not fear. That is just excitement. And if you
Mhm.
replace that feeling of fear with excitement, then that's a positive thought to uplift you, to uplift and boost your spirit to do a thing. So instead
Right.
of feeling afraid, just think, oh, my heart is beating so fast. My hands are
Yeah.
so sweaty this time because I can't speak English confidently. Just think that I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to share my
Right.
talent. I'm excited to be, I'm excited to shine this time through this
Right.
speaking task given to me. So, the
Yeah.
first tip, think of that one as a motivation because
Right.
everything starts with your mind. If you think you
Mhm.
can, then most probably you can really do a thing. So the first thing you can do, I search for ways, for tips, but it's the things that I'm going to share with you right now and to all the viewers, Teacher Janet, are also based on my experience on how
Mhm.
I improve my English speaking. The very first one is to listen and repeat.
Mhm.
Before we learned how to speak, we first activated our ears. we first learn how to listen. Because even though we're not speaking, even though we're not uttering a word, our ears are there, present, hearing different words, different sounds. And when we are listening, let's try to listen to our favorite podcaster. Let's try to
Right.
listen to our favorite teacher, YouTuber, or vlogger, or to our favorite teacher, to our
Mm-hmm.
favorite English speaker. It's better if you can listen to a native speaker, then listen to how they pronounce the words, listen to how they express themselves, look at how they express themselves, their expressions, and
Mm-hmm.
then as much as possible, listen to videos and audio materials that you can replay. You can replay,
Right.
and there you can apply the imitation. You
Mm-hmm.
can choose particular part of what they are saying or of what the speaker is saying, and then you can repeat that. There
Right.
goes the imitation, Teacher Janet.
Mm-hmm.
Imitation is one of the best ways for you to improve your speaking ability.
Right.
First is choose a material in which you can listen to, and then you can repeat that. And that's a good way for you to practice. Aside from speaking, you can also improve your listening skills.
That's
That's
true.
the first one, Teacher Janet.
That's true. That's true. Right. The
Listen and
imitation technique.
repeat.
Yeah, imitation technique. That's really important. And everyone actually starts with that. I mean, even when you're a child, whatever you see from someone, you do it, right? So same thing goes with learning a
Yes,
language, right? So imitating how
you're
someone
making,
talks, right? Yes,
yes, teacher, because you are making yourself more familiar with the sounds of
right.
that language.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very effective way.
Probably like watch videos and how look how they posture themselves or how they stand, right? Sometimes the way you move your body shows how confident you are, right? It's
Yeah,
yeah, right.
gestures can also help.
Mm-hmm.
Gestures can also help to show that you are confident enough while speaking the language. So that's the
Right.
first one, teacher. Listen and repeat. The second one is you have to find a partner, a speaking partner, a friend who can be your speaking partner. You know what? When we are doing something, teacher Janet, it is more interesting to do when we have someone who can share our ideas with, who can
Right.
brainstorm with us. And that someone is a friend whom you can trust, not to
Mm-hmm.
criticize you, but take note that if you choose a friend or a speaking partner, make sure that that friend also has the same interest with you, also
Right.
has the
Mhm.
same goal of improving speaking
Right.
the English language. And then with that friend or speaking partner that you find, then you'll get motivated to continue learning. And
Mm-hmm.
also, don't be afraid if sometimes that person will criticize you. Take those criticisms as, let us say, positive or
Mm-hmm.
constructive ones.
Right. Constructive.
Because if we learn, if we know how to listen and to accept comments, if we accept comments, criticisms in a good way, that will help us to improve, Teacher Janet. So the
Right.
second one is find a friend or find a speaking partner.
Yes, that's actually good advice. It really helps you to be confident. And take note of this. Teacher Aubrey mentioned that whenever you find someone you're going to talk to English with, you have to find a person who has the same interest, right? You may not want to
Yes,
talk to anyone who doesn't want to speak English with you. So yeah, find someone with
exactly.
the same interest, right? So let's move on to your third advice.
All right. So the third advice is you have to read aloud, read out loud, or whenever you're going to read your work, your write up, or a novel, or a story in a book, or
Right.
whatsoever, anything, any material with English content that you're going to read, please do read it out aloud, because
Right.
that will help you to practice your muscles in your mouth,
Mhm.
as well as
Right.
your vocals, and most especially your pronunciation.
Yeah.
No matter how often you are listening to materials with English contents, but if you are not producing the language, you are not speaking, practice the actual speaking thing, then that is useless. Those things are useless. So you have to spend at least 30 minutes a day to make it more realistic. Set a time. Every day I'm going to spend 30 minutes reading out loud this story. And if
Right.
you're going to read something out loud, make sure, just like the tip in number two, when you're going to find a speaking partner or a friend with the same interest as you in improving the language, then when you're going to find a material to read, make sure that that thing also interests you.
Right.
So, something that will entertain you, aside from the fact that
Mhm.
you are learning the language, then you are also enjoying what you are reading. All right.
Right.
So, that's a
Exactly.
beautiful thing. When you are enjoying something, diba? Diba? When you are, diba? Favorite ko yun, diba? When you're enjoying something, Teacher Janet, then you're also learning from that. Then that's, let's say, the best way to learn something when you're also enjoying that, right?
Right. Yes, exactly. So read aloud. That's actually
Yeah.
I do this read aloud, and what I've observed about it is you know when to pause and when to stop when you're reading. So same thing goes when you talk. You don't talk like um like straight
Yeah.
without pause,
You can
without
apply
stop,
that thing
right?
there. We can
Yes,
apply
exactly.
those things.
Right. Especially if you're gonna speak in front of the public, in front of a lot of people. It's a good way to practice. And reading in your own interest, it's actually a good way to do. So read aloud can actually help you be confident in speaking English.
Yes,
All
teacher.
right,
Yeah.
cool.
And the second to the last tip, teacher Janet, I have five, is not to be afraid of making mistakes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
don't be afraid to commit mistake. Always bear in your mind that all the great persons, all the great people who are already masters in their craft, they were once a beginner first. They
Right.
were all once beginners, right?
Mm-hmm.
They started from scratch, they started from nothing. Because
Right.
good speakers, they are not born, Teacher Janet, they are not born. They are just made
Yeah.
because of so much practice, sleepless nights, spending in improving themselves. Let's always put in our minds that through mistakes we learn.
Right.
If someone give a comment, a harsh comment to us, maybe, of course, perhaps we'll get hurt. But
Mm-hmm.
let's not be so sensitive. When we are learning, let's not be so sensitive. Let's be an open one. Let's be
Right.
open and accepting comments, because those comments will help us. I remembered before, I was
Yeah.
third year high school before, I joined an inter-school competition. It's an oration. Then, of course, when we are joining such kind of competition, we have mentors, we have trainers. So, as I joined that contest, I made up my mind that I'll receive a lot of corrections, criticisms, and advices. But I also I told myself that time that I have to be open, because
Mm-hmm.
if I wouldn't listen to the advices, if I wouldn't accept their advices, and if I wouldn't do those things, then how will I improve?
Right.
So from the smallest comments people will be giving you, you have to be open. The
Right.
best thing also that you can do is to have your journal, your notebook, in which you can list down everything that you are learning if you're really interested to improve your English speaking
Right.
journey and to have that confidence. Please don't
Exactly.
be afraid of committing mistake, because
Right.
if you're not committing mistake, it's just a proof that you are not trying. When you commit mistake,
Yes.
it's just a proof that you're trying, and it's just
Right.
okay to commit mistake. But make sure that that mistake will help you to improve the next time and won't repeat that mistake. All right,
Yeah,
that's the thing, Teacher Janet. If
right.
somebody comment, if somebody commented on the way you pronounce a word, then check the dictionary. Everything now is very handy. Everything is already in your phone, on your phone, Teacher Janet. You can check them on the dictionary on your phone, the pronunciation, the proper stress or emphasis in each syllable of
Right.
the word. Then from those little things, little by little, you'll improve and you'll gain the confidence that you really want to have, teacher.
Right, exactly. I couldn't agree more, Teacher Aubrey. Yes. So it's actually a part of the process, making mistakes, right? If you're in the process of learning a language, it's you cannot really avoid making mistakes, and you have to use that mistake as strong point, right? Because it's their weak point, right? Some people think that overlook that mistake, and it actually devours them, and they tend to lose their confidence. But if you
Yes, teacher.
use that weak point as a way to be stronger, as a way to be better in particular thing, then it's a good way for you to improve your confidence. So I love that advice.
Yeah. So that's the fourth one. Don't be afraid of making or committing mistake. And the very last tip that I can share with our learners today, Teacher Janet, is to be prepared. Yeah, to
Mm-hmm.
be prepared. The reason why we are not so confident in doing a thing is because we are not prepared to do it. We are not prepared to deliver a speech. We are not prepared to talk in English, to deliver something or report our job related task or school related task in English because we are not prepared. But if we're prepared, we prepare the proper script, the spiel. When you are starting to practice English speaking, Teacher Janet, it is a good thing to prepare a spiel or a script, Teacher Janet.
Right.
Nobody will hinder you to do that.
Yeah.
But make sure that when you are delivering that speech or English speaking task, you don't need to read everything from that thing you do. What you have to do is just to write the points to remember, write the keywords whenever you can read
Right.
that keyword. This word that will remind you that you have to discuss this part. Just
Right.
use some keywords to help you remember and not to what we call that black out,
Yeah. Mental block. Right.
mental block. Yeah, not to be mental blocked whenever we are going to deliver a speech. Be prepared, because being prepared will help you to gain that confidence that you need in the first place whenever
Right.
you are going to deliver an English speaking task, Teacher Janet.
Yes, that's so true. And we always have to be prepared about everything, right? I actually kind of do that,
Yeah.
even in everyday English because I'm learning another language. So before I talk with anyone in that target language, I prepare myself what I will say, and I am kind of thinking if they will understand me or not. So in that way, I could also see what kind of words should I use or expressions
Mhm.
or whatnot. So it's also applicable for like how you talk in everyday setting. Is to have you have to be prepared. Yes,
Yes. In
exactly.
everything we do, we have to do that, not only in speaking, but in every aspect of life. The reason why people are less confident in doing a thing because they are not prepared. But if they do, then I'm pretty sure they'll have the confidence that they need.
Right, exactly. Just like you right now, I believe that you're prepared for this. And
Really?
actually,
You believe so?
it's really a good way to develop confidence. And I couldn't agree more that people or learners tend to be, you know, lose their confidence. It's because they're not prepared. They're not
Yeah.
ready to show themselves, to talk, to express themselves or so. So be prepared. That's actually a starting point, and the mindset. It all comes down to that, right? Changing your mindset from negative to
Yeah.
positive. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So let's just have a quick recap of the things I
Yeah,
shared with
sure.
you.
Uh-huh.
It all started with that mindset, as you said. Let's let's twist the mindset of fear into excitement whenever we're going
Right.
to speak English,
Mm-hmm.
because there is this theory that whenever we're feeling the fear, we're afraid to do something, that is just equal with the excitement feeling that we have on our mind on and in our hearts. So that's the first thing, okay? That motivation. And also, let's go to the 5 tips I shared. The first one is to listen and repeat. Second is to find a speaking partner or a friend, teacher.
Yeah.
Don't forget to read out loud whenever you already find material with English content. Also, don't be afraid of committing mistake or making
Yeah.
mistake. And the last thing is to be prepared. So if you can do those things or any of these 5 tips that I shared with you, then I'm pretty sure English language learners will have the confidence that they need whenever they will speak
Right.
English.
Yes, very well said, Teacher Aubrey. Thank you so
Thank
very much
you.
for those tips. They are practical and they're doable for every English learners out there.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
practical.
5 tips, 5 practical tips to help you be confident in English is to do those things. If you cannot do them all at once, take a first step, and pick what you actually can do. And out of that, try doing it all the time to help you build your confidence more. So thank you so much, Teacher Aubrey, for sharing those tips. Yes,
Thank you so
Karen.
much.
All right. So, would you like to share with us what can we expect on your channel? Do you want to? What are your final thoughts?
Oh, first of all, I'd like to say thank you, Teacher Janet, for inviting me here on your channel, Englishera Talks. So thank you so much. It's really my pleasure to be part of your contents here on your YouTube channel. I know for sure a lot of learners will learn from this collaboration of us. So I'm also inviting everyone. I'm also encouraging everyone who is watching this collab of us, Teacher Janet and I, to also support me on my YouTube channel. It is Aubrey Bermudez. I make and I create contents of video lessons in English and also in Filipino. I deliver lessons bilingually. I use both English and Filipino languages. And I create video lessons to help learners improve their English speaking, writing, and communication skills. And this past few months, I also conducted live lessons. I also conducted collaboration videos with different teachers from all over the world. Just like Teacher Janet, I had collaboration with her a few months ago. You may check those videos on my channel and also to follow me on my other social media accounts on my Facebook, Learn English with Teacher Aubrey, and also on my TikTok at Aubrey.Bermudez, and also on my Instagram, you can just simply search Aubrey Bermudez. So once again, thank you so much to those who are interested to improve their English speaking ability, to improve their English speaking fluency. Always bear in your mind that whatever your mind conceives, your body can achieve. So it all starts with our mindset. Let
Right.
us set that mind into a positive one, because remember, whatever we are putting into our minds, they are food. We consider them as food. And if we give our minds healthy thoughts and ideas that will uplift our spirit, then they are also the ones that can help us to really have that spirit
Right.
of enough confidence whenever we are going to talk with people around us. So that's all,
Right.
Teacher Janet.
Wow,
Thank
I
you once
love
again for
it.
having me here on your channel.
Yes, thank you so much, Teacher Aubrey. And I'll drop the link of Teacher Aubrey's. You can connect with her on Facebook, YouTube. You can also check out her TikTok. It's there, especially her YouTube channel. I highly recommend her YouTube channel, especially those Filipinos out there who are learning English. She teaches English in a bilingual way. It's clear and understandable. So check out. Those are in the description box, so it could be easy for you to access. All right, so thank you so very much, Teacher Aubrey, and we hope it's not the end of the road for us. We hope to see each other soon. And until next time, here only on Englishera Talks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
There you go. Those are great tips from Teacher Aubrey on how to speak English with confidence. Make sure that you apply these tips and you will see great results. Don't forget to subscribe to Teacher Aubrey's YouTube channel, that's Aubrey Bermudez. And I hope that you found this video, English conversation, helpful and useful for your English journey. So please hit thumbs up, share this video, and subscribe to our growing YouTube channel. And I hope to see you on the next episode of Englishera Talks. Bye!